In today's lecture, I'm going to talk about a very important class of functions in convex analysis called the distance function. So let me go ahead and give the definition of the distance function. Let omega be a non-empty subset of Rn. For any x in Rn, define the distance function from x to omega by the infimum of the Euclidean norm of x minus y, where y runs in omega. Okay, so in this figure, this is the set omega, and roughly speaking, the distance from x to omega is the shortest distance between x and points of omega. Okay, so in this way, we have defined a function from Rn to the real line. The function f from Rn to R given by f of x is equal to the distance from x to omega is called the distance function. Associated with omega. Okay, so in what follows, I'm going to talk about several properties of the distance function. Now, in the first proposition, we're going to talk about two important properties of the distance function. Okay, now let omega be a non-empty subset of Rn. Then the distance from x, a point x to omega is equal to 0 if and only if x belongs to the closure of omega. Okay, and in particular, if omega is closed, then the distance from x to omega is equal to 0 if and only if x belongs to omega. Okay, and the second important property is the distance from x to omega minus the distance from y to omega is always less than or equal to the Euclidean norm of x minus y, and this is true for all x and y in Rn. Okay, so the second property tells us that the distance function is Lipschitz continuous with Lipschitz constant 1, and in particular, the distance function is uniformly continuous. Okay, now I'm going to give the detailed proof of the proposition. Now, for the proof of I, at first we assume that the distance from x to omega is equal to 0. And by the definition, it's just the infimum of the Euclidean norm of x minus y, where y runs in omega. Okay. Now, by the definition of infimum, here this is a set A, and alpha here is the infimum of A. That means alpha is the radius lower bound of A. So now if we add a little bit to the infimum of this set A, then there exists an element A that is in A and it is less than this number. Okay, so over here epsilon is greater than 0. Okay, so now we're going to use this important property of the infimum in order to prove that if this condition is satisfied, then X has to be in the closure of omega. Okay, then for any k in N, for any positive integer k, there exists yk in omega such that the Euclidean norm of x minus yk is strictly less than the infimum, that is 0, plus 1 over k. And obviously, this is greater than or equal to 0. Okay? So from here, we see that yk converges to x as k approaches infinity. Then the sequence yk is in omega and yk converges to x as k approaches infinity. Therefore, x has to be in the closure of omega. So I have completed the proof of this implication. Now I'm going to show that the converse is also true. That means if x is in the closure of omega, then the distance from x to omega is equal to 0. So now suppose that x belongs to the closure of omega. Then there exists a sequence yk in omega such that yk converges to x as k approaches infinity. This is an important property of the closure of a set. Then, as we know, the distance from x to omega is the infimum of norm of x minus y, where y is in omega. Therefore, this is less than or equal to the Euclidean norm of x minus yk. This is true because yk is in omega for every k. Okay, and this is greater than or equal to 0. This is true for all k in N. Now, if we let k approach infinity, this number, this sequence, norm of x minus yk, converges to 0. And the distance from x to omega is a real number and it doesn't depend on k. Therefore, the distance from x to omega has to be 0. Okay, so letting k approach infinity gives this equality. Okay, so we have completed the proof of the first part of the proposition. Now I'm going to show that the distance function is Lipschitz continuous with Lipschitz constant 1. Now we fix any x and y in Rn. Okay, and then for any u in omega, we have that the distance from x to omega is always less than or equal to the Euclidean norm of x minus u. Okay, and now we're going to apply the triangle inequality. So the Euclidean norm of x minus u is less than or equal to the Euclidean norm of x minus y plus the Euclidean norm of y minus u. Okay, and this is true for any u in omega. Okay, now by taking the infimum of this with respect to u in omega, this inequality is still satisfied. Then the distance from x to omega is less than or equal to the Euclidean norm of x minus y plus the infimum of norm of y minus u, where u runs in omega. Okay? And by the definition, this is exactly the distance from y to omega. So, the distance from x to omega is less than or equal to norm of x minus y plus the distance from y to omega. Now, if we subtract both sides of this inequality by the distance from y to omega, we have that the distance from x to omega minus the distance from y to omega is less than or equal to the Euclidean norm of x minus y. Okay. Now, by interchanging the row of x and y, we also see that the distance from y to omega minus the distance from x to omega is also less than or equal to the Euclidean norm of x minus y, because we only need again to interchange the row of x and y. And from here we will see that this property is satisfied, okay? Because the left hand side here is either the distance from x to omega minus the distance from y to omega, or the distance from y to omega minus the distance from x to omega. So the proof of the proposition is complete. Now I'm going to talk about another important concept associated with the distance function. It is called the Euclidean projection. Let omega be a non-empty subset of Rn. For any x in Rn, the Euclidean projection from x to omega is defined by the projection from x to omega contains all elements y in omega such that the Euclidean distance from x to y is exactly the distance from x to omega. So that means the Euclidean projection from x to omega is the set of all y in omega such that the infimum is attained in the definition of the distance function from x to omega. Okay, so in this figure we can see that here this element y belongs to the projection from x to omega, because the distance between x and y is exactly the distance from x to omega. Okay, so next I'm going to show that in the case where omega here is a closed set, then the distance from x to omega is always non-empty. To understand better the distance function as well as the Euclidean projection, I'm going to give some examples. In the first example, we consider the set omega given by the Euclidean ball with center at A and radius R in Rn. For any x in Rn, we see that the distance from x to omega is given by the following formula. So here, if x is outside of this set omega, then the distance from x to the set omega is exactly the distance from x to the center of the ball minus the radius of the ball. So this is equal to norm of x minus a minus r if norm of x minus a is greater than r. And then if x is inside of the ball, then the distance from x to omega is equal to 0. Okay, and in this situation, we can see that the Euclidean projection from x to omega is always a singleton. And we can actually write down the explicit formula for the Euclidean projection from x to omega. Okay, so in the case where x is not in omega, the Euclidean projection from x to omega is found as follows. Now we're gonna construct a vector x minus a. So this is this vector, and then we divide by norm of x minus a. We have a unit vector pointed toward this direction. After that, we multiply by r so that we have a vector whose length is exactly r. Okay, and finally we move that vector to the center of the ball A, and we obtain this point that is the Euclidean projection from x to omega. Okay, and therefore the projection from x to omega is given by this formula. It is equal to a plus r times x minus a over norm of x minus a. This is true if, again, norm of x minus a is strictly greater than r. And in the case where x is inside of the set omega, the projection from x to omega is itself. Later, we're gonna prove a very important property for non-empty closed convex set. That is, if omega is a non-empty closed convex set, then the Euclidean projection from x to omega is always a singleton. And as we can see in this example, omega here is a non-empty closed convex set, and in fact we can see that the Euclidean projection from x to omega is always a singleton. In the second example, we consider the set omega given by omega is the set of all u in Rn such that the absolute value of ui is less than or equal to 1 for all I from 1 to n. In the case where n is equal to 2, omega is exactly the unit square in R2 from this figure. And in this situation, we can easily obtain a formula for computing the distance from any point x to omega as well as the Euclidean projection from x to omega. And in fact, the Euclidean projection from x to omega plays a very important role in optimization. So let me go ahead and write down the explicit formula for finding the Euclidean projection from x to omega. Then, in this situation, the projection from x to omega is a singleton, and again here in this situation omega is a non-empty closed convex set where u is an antipole of real numbers is given by ui is equal to xi if the absolute value of xi is less than or equal to 1. Now, if xi is greater than 1, then the corresponding ui is gonna be 1. Okay? And now, if xi is less than minus 1, then ui is equal to minus 1. Okay, so like in this figure, we can see that both x1 and x2 here are greater than 1. Then this is the Euclidean projection from x to omega. And because each xi is greater than 1, u1 and u2 are equal to 1. So we obtain the point 1, 1, which is the Euclidean projection from x to omega. Okay, now if x is here, we can see that x1 is in between minus 1 and 1. Okay, so the first component remains the same. Okay, however, x2 is greater than 1, therefore u2 is equal to 1. So we obtain this point, which is the Euclidean projection from x to omega. Then there exists a sequence yk in omega such that norm of x minus yk converges to the distance from x to omega as k approaches infinity. Okay. Then if we apply the definition of limit for epsilon equals 1, we can always find there exists k naught in n such that the Euclidean norm of x minus yk is less than the distance from x to omega plus 1, and this is true for all k greater than or equal to k naught. Okay, this implies that again here we apply the triangle inequality. This is always greater than or equal to norm of yk minus norm of x. Okay, so by the triangle inequality, we can see that norm of yk is always less than or equal to norm of x plus the distance from x to omega plus 1, and this is true for all k greater than or equal to k naught. Okay, this is a fixed number. It doesn't depend on k, and so yk is a bounded sequence. Thus, yk is a bounded sequence in Rn, so it has a convergent subsequence. A subsequence denoted by ykl not converges to an element denoted by y naught that is in omega. This is true because omega is closed. So yk has a convergent subsequence, and the limit of this subsequence belongs to omega. Okay. So now we always have this. Then norm of x minus ykl converges to the distance from x to omega, because this is a subsequence of this sequence, and at the same time, by the continuity of the Euclidean norm, norm of x minus ykl converges to norm of x minus y naught. Okay, and then by the uniqueness of limits, so the distance from x to omega is exactly norm of x minus y naught. Now here y naught is in omega. By the definition of the Euclidean projection, y naught is in the projection from x to omega. Therefore, belongs to the projection from x to omega. So the Euclidean projection from x to omega is non-empty. And in the case where omega is non-convex, the Euclidean projection is non-empty, but it's not necessarily a singleton. As we can see, for example, if omega is everything here, so if omega is the set of all x in Rn, such that norm of x is greater than or equal to 1, then if we find the projection from 0 to the set omega, then the Euclidean projection from x to omega is the unit sphere of Rn. So it's the set of all S in Rn such that the Euclidean norm of S is equal to 1. Okay. In what follows, we're going to show that if we assume additionally that omega is convex, in this example omega is non-convex. Okay. Now we can show that if omega is non-empty closed convex set, then the Euclidean projection from x to omega is a singleton.